Now, one of the character attributes of narcissism is that of entitlement. But I want to take this idea of entitlement a step even further, because if we don't take entitlement seriously enough when we come across it with narcissistic people in our lives, then it could actually evolve and become something more delusional, something controlling, and even obsessive. And so we want to squash that and stop it immediately when we see entitlement. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, it's common that we come across people who like to make comments like, this is my town, and this is my family, and this is my neighborhood, and this is my people, right? This small sense of entitlement that almost sounds endearing. And we often see narcissists in this place where they use a lot of this entitlement. And perhaps you have even experienced this in your marriage or in relationships with certain family members. It's my brother, my mom, or dealing with in-laws. Maybe they'll contact you and say, is my son there? Is my daughter there? Right? And what they're starting to do is, in a slow way, push you out of the situation and reinforce their entitlement. And this is the type of thing that we need to start to squash, because what this entitlement is it's the beginning stages of complete objectification of people. And we know that narcissists objectify people. What does this mean? It means that they look at people as tools, as things that belong to them, as property. And this could even be you. They can objectify you to where you are a tool or a piece of their property, and you need to squash this. Because if not, it can lead and evolve into delusional, a delusional sense of control and authority in places and over people in life where narcissists really have no control or authority. Now, not too long ago, actually it was a while ago, many moons ago, I used to take telephone calls for free. How many of you have been with me that long? How many can remember when I took telephone calls for free from YouTube, from viewers? Needless to say, I got a lot of interesting phone calls, but one of them that stands out to me during this conversation is a mother who contacted me and said, Kevin, I watch your videos. I need your help. My son is married to a narcissistic woman. She is evil. She is wicked. And I need you to call my son and tell him that he is with a narcissist. And I said, whoa. I said, thank you. Thank you for watching the videos, and thank you for reaching out to me. But how come your son is not calling me? And she said, well, because my son thinks that he's in love. He thinks he's in love, but she is evil and wicked, and she's a narcissist. And please, Kevin, call him, and you have to tell him. You have to tell him to leave her. And I said, no, listen, I can't do that. I can't just call your son and tell him what he's dealing with. I can't do that. But I told her, I said, if you want, you can give him my number and have him call me, and I'll talk with him. And so later that day, I ended up getting a phone call from this guy, and he said, hello, is this Kevin? I said, yes. And I thought, okay, here, he's calling me to tell me that his wife is giving him issues. But that's not what he said. He said, my mom called yelling and screaming that I need to call you. And I said, yes, apparently your mom is concerned about your wife. She believes that your wife is causing problems for you. And he said, Kevin, my wife is the best thing that's ever happened in my life. The only one causing problems since the beginning of our marriage is my mom. She has been tormenting my wife and me, and I don't know what to do about it. And I said, I see what's going on here. So I actually affirmed to him, I said, listen, you're doing the right thing. Protect your wife. Protect the mother of your children, because that is what that relationship is all about. I said, you can honor your mom, but protect your wife. You see, the real issue here is that mom, her sense of entitlement over her own son grew and evolved into this obsessive, delusional sense of control to the point where no other woman could be with her son. Her son belongs to her. She objectified her own son. Her son is an object of her ownership. This is the delusional aspect of narcissism. This is when entitlement goes sideways, and this is when things can get really dangerous with narcissists because they can become hostile, and then they create enemies with people because they start looking at people as being in the way of what they want. This is what entitlement leads to. Entitlement leads narcissists into this place, if it's not dealt with, where they view people as being in their way. And then they have every right to act hostile and aggressive out of their own delusional sense of control where they shouldn't have any. And this is nothing new. We can see this even in the ancient literature of the Bible. For those of you who are following along with Royal We Fellowship, we're studying the life of Jacob. And just to give you an understanding of how this works, in the story of Jacob, he worked for a man named Laban for 20 years. And Laban gave away his daughters in marriage to Jacob. Marry my daughters. And then Jacob worked and earned his own wealth, his own riches. He had servants, he had children, he had animals. And by the time he was ready to leave and go back to his hometown, he did just that. He up and he left. Laban, we finally see his entitlement really kick in, and he was not happy that Jacob left. And he pursued Jacob. Now, he used the excuse that somebody stole his little statue gods, but that wasn't the real reason. The real reason comes out in their conversation, where Jacob finally asks Laban and says, "What do you want from me? I've worked for you for 20 years. You've kept me out in the cold at night and didn't offer me warmth. You kept me out in the heat of the day, didn't offer me shade. You changed my wages 10 times, and now you're pursuing me to hurt me and to take my belongings. What do you want?" And Laban answered and gives us the truth about what's on the narcissist's heart in their sense of entitlement, in their delusional sense of control. Laban's answer was this: "Everything here you see is mine, Jacob. The women with you are mine. The children with you are mine. All these animals are mine. It's mine. It's all mine." That's the delusional sense of control that narcissists gain that starts off as entitlement. And if we don't take entitlement seriously when we come across it with other people, if we think it's cute, "Oh, your people, your family, oh," and we don't put it in check and do our best to remind people, that's not yours, right? It snowballs and it grows into this delusional sense of control to where you or innocent people now perceptively stand in the way of what a narcissist believes in their delusion belongs to them. Now, in a healthy person, the healthy mindset is this: nothing outside of yourself truly belongs to you. I heard wise words once saying, tell me, Kevin, everything that you come across in this life, hold in an open hand because it could be taken from you at any moment. In the ancient literature of the New Testament of the Bible, the authors did the best job they could to reinforce the idea not to store up treasures on this earth, not treasures in people, not treasures in belongings and money where thieves can break in and steal and it can rot and on and on and on. The idea and the principle is this: things come and things go. And if you want peace and joy in your life, you'll learn to let things go. Stop trying to control things outside of yourself. And this is where we see narcissists, and this is where we see the majority of their abuse is in their delusion that they can control things outside of themselves. They objectify people, places, and things to be their property that they can control. They start fighting for these things that don't belong to them. Squash this right away when you see it. Take entitlement seriously because it is. You don't want to be around people who have a delusional entitlement that turns into a delusional sense of control. Don't be a part of that. Catch on to the early signs of that and say, no, I'm not going to be a part of your make-believe delusional authority that you have. All right? Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you will find direct links to one-on-one coaching options. We can have a FaceTime or a WhatsApp video conference call. We can have a telephone call for the US only, or a text message call as well. Also, down below in the description box, you'll find access to Monday Night Live Chat, where we come together as a community, as a Royal We community. We ask questions, answer questions. You can even call in for free and talk about what's going on in your life, as long as you know that it is a live show. And then also down below is the all-new Royal We Fellowship link. Be sure to click on that and join us every Saturday morning as we go through the ancient literature of the Bible, and we learn fascinating new information about how the ancient people dealt with toxicity in the world and with narcissists. It's unlike any other Bible study you've been a part of. Again, all these links and much more are down below, so don't hesitate. Head on down there right now. Click those links. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share this message with somebody who needs to hear it. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We.